Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and I got some really great news to share with you guys. We finally got the sales data for Donkey Kong Bananza. This game was released and launched on July of this year, and the sales data shows how much it has sold from then to September. So these are the sales for the game for just like 4 months after its release, and already this game has actually sold 3.5 million copies. That is 1 million more copies than what Astro Bot sold. And it's really funny because that was the game that won Game of the Year. Astro Bot won Game of the Year, has a really big install base. It's been out for over a year, all right, because it launched in September of 2024. So Astro Bot is a year old, and yet Donkey Kong, a game that's only 4 months old, outsold it. Now, several weeks ago, I uploaded a video talking about Nintendo and how they price their games really high and why they do it. If you guys have not seen that video, go check it out. Just look for this thumbnail right here. It's one of my most watched videos so far. And in that video, I basically just explained that the reason Nintendo prices their games so high is because they want to make it difficult for multi-console gamers to purchase other systems. And if they already have those other systems, they want to make it difficult for them to purchase other games on those systems. They want people to buy their games over everyone else because one, everybody knows their games are better by default. They are much better. Even their lower budget games are better than PlayStation's best games. And so that's why Nintendo, they don't do permanent price drops anymore, because people are going to buy their games regardless, and they're probably, because they don't price their games cheap, they're gonna have to buy their games and not really have enough money to buy these other games. Or they do have enough money, they just don't want to spend all that extra money. One of the examples that I used in that video was, of course, Astro Bot, because that was PlayStation 5's Game of the Year. That was the Game of the Year, even though it didn't really deserve to win Game of the Year. But regardless, it won Game of the Year. And despite that, it only sold 2 million copies, whereas a game like Kirby Star Allies, which is considered to be a disappointing Kirby game. Many hardcore Kirby fans say it's a garbage game, it's disappointing, it sucks compared to the other Kirby games, but yet that game still sold way more than Astro Bot. It sold double the amount, sold 4.55 million copies. Astro Bot only sold 2 million copies so far. Now, some goofball out there who calls himself Angry Vigilante, he of course responded to my video, and he couldn't really refute most of the things that I was saying, because it was true. Like, he was looking it up himself and he was like, oh yeah, he's telling the truth, this is true, but of course he had to insert the excuse, well, you do realize that the Switch has sold 150 million consoles. A PlayStation 5 has only sold 80 million. Perhaps if they would have sold the same amount of consoles as a Switch, Astro Bot would have done a lot better. Well, okay, you can't really use that excuse anymore. You know why? Because Donkey Kong Bananza, it's only been out for like 4 months, and it's only on the Nintendo Switch 2, which so far, to our knowledge, has only sold about 10 million copies, which is a lot. That's a lot, by the way. It's one of the fastest selling home consoles ever, but regardless, it's only 10 million systems, and yet Donkey Kong Bananza is already outselling Astro Bot, and Astro Bot is on a console with a user base of supposedly 80 million players. Now, I think most of that is a bunch of BS. We know that PlayStation lies about their console sales. They just did it recently with the PlayStation 2, where they updated the numbers from 155 million to 160 million. It's like, yeah, get the hell out of here. So they do lie about their console sales. They'll like take PlayStation Portal, PlayStation VR, and they'll count those as PS5 sold, So there's definitely a lot of lies when it comes to how many systems they're selling. But even then, like, even if they have only sold 70 million consoles, 60 million, 50 million consoles, dude, that is still way more than 10 million consoles, okay? So you can't really make this excuse, well, if they had sold way more consoles, then Astro Bot would have sold better. Okay, well, I mean, Nintendo has only sold 10 million Nintendo Switch 2s. And Donkey Kong Bananza has already kicked Astro Bot's ass. So it's already dominating Astro Bot. And by the way, way better game than Astro Bot. Way better. Anyone who tries to pretend otherwise, they're full of shit. They're just a Nintendo hater. Donkey Kong Bananza is the greatest 3D platformer of all time. It's the greatest adventure 3D platformer ever. That is a fact. That is a fact. The story mode is freaking phenomenal. It's great. The action, all of the punching, the destruction that you can do in that game is just so addicting and fun. It's a great game. It has lots of layers to it, lots of levels, lots of different missions. It's got lots to do, lots of game modes. It's jam-packed with content. It's jam-packed with content. So Donkey Kong Bananza, it truly is one of the best 3D platformers ever made. Now, Astro Bot, very overrated game. It's only an 8-hour game. You could complete the entire thing. You could like 100% the game in just 8 hours. Donkey Kong Bananza, I mean, that's a game that lasts like 60 to 70 hours. It's a very, very big game, and it's an awesome experience too. And you know, people who love cinematic experiences or whatever, I mean, this game for many people felt like a Disney game in a sense because of the story and everything like that. It was really good. It was a very well-made game, and it just shows that the Mario team is one of the most talented studios that Nintendo has. And again, let me just remind you guys that these are the sales from July to September. We're in November right now. So right now, I'm willing to bet that Donkey Kong Bananza has sold anywhere from 5 million to possibly 6 or 7 million copies at this point. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they've probably sold 5 million at this point. And with the holiday season coming around, it's gonna sell a lot. So I expect it to do like 7 million copies, possibly 10 million in the next couple months or whatever. I think right now, the Nintendo Switch 2 has probably sold 15 million systems, because again, the 10 million systems that it has sold so far, that's from September. So by like last September, they sold about 10 million systems. Right now, they're probably at 12, 15 million, who knows. So it goes to show you that, you know, the Nintendo Switch 2, it's not dead. There is no buyer's remorse. All this bullcrap that these stupid Nintendo haters keep saying. Angry Vigilante, Nintendo, and all these guys, you know, they just keep wanting to pedal out as much negative videos as possible. And it just keeps getting harder and harder for them to do that. But they do know that they have a bunch of pathetic fans who don't listen to the truth. They don't actually do their own research. They're just gonna believe everything they say. They're gonna take their word for it, essentially, because they just hate Nintendo so much that they're just gonna trap themselves in an echo chamber, and they're just gonna keep listening to whatever lies are being peddled to them. And most of these guys, they're too scared to come to my channel or to Player Essence channel because, you know, we will present the truth, we will present the facts, and they can't have that, you know? So they gotta, you know, stay in their little safe space where they're being told that the Switch isn't selling well, the games aren't selling well, there's buyer's remorse, all this nonsense. But hey, you know what? Donkey Kong just kicked Astro Bot's ass. And I don't mean like, you know, literally, because it would happen if Donkey Kong and Astro Bot were to fight. I mean, Donkey Kong would just one punch that loser into oblivion. I mean, Astro Bot is a complete bum. The game absolutely sucks. It's just, you know, here's 8 hours of Astro Bot just imitating and mimicking Nintendo games, and let's just put a PlayStation skin around it. You know, he's not his own character. He's just he's like a nothing character. He's a complete nobody. He's basically just there to, I guess, advertise PlayStation to people who already own PlayStation, essentially. I mean, let me just say this. More people went crazy and got excited about the return of King K. Rool to the Donkey Kong franchise. More people got excited about that than all of these, you know, freaking, like just all this homage that was being given to PlayStation IPs in Astro Bot. Oh, look, it's a robot version of Kratos. It's a robot version of freaking, I don't even know. I mean, PlayStation IP is so irrelevant. I can't even name them all. Kratos, who else? What the people from that really lame-ass game, Last of Us or whatever. Okay, you got the red-headed chick, I think, from Horizon or whatever. I mean, that's all it is. That's all it is, and like literally nobody cares. Nobody cares about any of that. People are just like, yeah, whatever, okay, cool. Astro Bot was a nice game, yeah. But more people got excited about the events that took place in Donkey Kong Bananza. It was way more epic way more legendary. Donkey Kong Bananza, that is the best 3D platformer adventure game, period. Astro Bot, yeah, it won Game of the Year, but nobody cares about it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments below. How much more do you think Donkey Kong Bananza has sold up until this point? And how much do you think it's gonna sell in the long run? Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Even if you dislike this video, do it anyways, because it's gonna help my channel out. Thank you.